What's up, people? How you doing? Alright. I want to discuss my goals for this channel. My goals for this channel is to talk about my love for football and the teams that I love. Pittsburgh Steelers. I grew up a Steelers fan. I was born in 77. My family claims that, I was like, when I was 4 or something like that, I always said Pittsburgh is my favorite team because they won 4 Super Bowls at that time. 6 now. The 80s and 90s were hard as a Steelers fan. I mean, not winning any Super Bowls. I mean, we had really good teams with the 3-4 with Lloyd and Green and Rod Woodson, Cornell Lay. Quarterback Terry would play with Bobby Blister and O'Donnell and Mike Tomzak, those people. I can't even tell you, I think Mark Malone was the quarterback after Terry Bradshaw, but I don't remember those teams like that. Always been a Clemson fan because of family ties. My Uncle Craig went there. My Uncle Dwayne, he went there for a little bit. My uncles are very important in my life, so I have always loved Clemson football. I went to East Carolina and Fayetteville State, so I represent their football. I represent historically black colleges in football, mainly because they have little voices out here, not a lot. I'm going to get more into that next year. I know it's close to the end of the season. Just talk about football, period. And not just football. I love basketball, too. I mean, I don't have a favorite basketball team, but I love college basketball. I love NBA when the playoffs come, like most people. I love those times of year. So that's what I'm shooting for to talk about. I'm not here ask for money, build a brand. I just want a voice out there, because sometimes, I talk to Mark, I talk to Pete, I talk to Bobby, I talk to Zoe. Some pretty big YouTubers got a lot of followers, over 1,000 in their subscription, and sometimes they don't have time to listen to my point of view. So I'm gonna get my point of view out there and let people know how I feel about college football. On Fridays, I want to do what you call Flashback Fridays. I'm gonna talk about important games in college football history, or matchups, or important games to my teams. And like this past week, I was planning to do one. Lamar Jackson and Deshaun Watson hooked up this past week, Baltimore versus Houston. And that was a pretty big game in college. Deshaun Watson came out on top that time by beating Jackson. Clemson beat Louisville. If you remember the end of the game, the guy, Quick, I think it was, receiver, came out, ran out of bounds short of the yardage sticker, and Louisville didn't have a chance to tie or go for the win. But Clemson ended up winning the game, going to win the national championship. If you really remember that game, Clemson, the first half, blitzed Louisville. I think it was up like 24-7 going in the half. Then Louisville made a comeback. Pacino made a lot of adjustments to bring them back into that game. Dang, I can't remember his name. The defensive tackle that plays for Miami Dolphins right now. He showed out that game. They had moved him to defensive end at that time because also Bryant was hurt, and they moved him to defensive end to start the season off, and that showed how great of an athlete he was. I can't remember that guy's name, but also Peter Boulware, put Lamar Jackson and headlocks and stuff, kind of some dirty plays. Clemson was trying to really intimidate Lamar Jackson and stuff like that. But man, you saw some hell of a plays. Louisville has some good secondary players. Samuel, you remember a couple plays that he made, knocking the ball out, legged, and recovering the fumble. A couple amazing INTs on Deshaun Watson. I mean, they had a pretty good secondary back then. I don't know what may cause Louisville to fall off like that, or Bobby Petrino not the coach like that anymore. But, as the year went on, Louisville got worse, and the next year Louisville wasn't that good. I don't know what was the score, but Louisville that year had a pretty good team. The challenge, I mean, they killed Florida State that year. That Deshaun Watson and Lamar Jackson hooked up. But my goal is on Friday is to flash back to important game in history of my teams, even if it's Fayetteville State, even if it's Pittsburgh or Clemson, East Carolina. I mean, there's a lot of games in history that people don't talk about. East Carolina. East Carolina beat Miami a few times in history. They gave Florida State a run for their money a few times. People don't realize how good East Carolina really was before they fell on hard times after Ruffin McNeil took over. Some classic games against NC State and the Peach Bowl. Peach Bowl wanted East Carolina and NC State to move their game down to Atlanta because they saw how much money that it made. So I'm going to be talking about those things and others, especially on Fridays. Do a little bit of flashback history. Don't call it flashback Fridays. I'm going to do my research and put it out there because there are things that I remember and they don't get pointed out in history. Y'all have a good day. Enjoy this. I'm out here working, listen to this Rams and Bears game. I got a couple players in fantasy football, the receivers. My opponent got Cup, and I got who do I got? Robinson, the receiver for the Bears. I got a slim lead, so I hope Coop don't go off on me. That's something else I'm gonna be discussing. Mitchell Trubisky and Deshaun Watson. I'm gonna bring that up. I'm gonna talk about that in a couple of episodes. So y'all have a good day.